Hi, everyone, and welcome. I don't know what we're going to call this. I don't know whether this is a round table or not, but I'm on my holidays, and you get a call from the RFU and says that the boss wants to have a chat. Let's have a chat. So, Steve Grainger, RFU Rugby Development Director, how are you, sir?
I'm very good, Sean. Yeah, looking forward to some rugby being played again instead of talking about it for 18 months.
I know.
We get to see it now.
Sick of talking about it. Just want to run around on a pitch with my mates and get hurt again. So how has the summer been for you?
Yeah, it's. I think. Well, I'm not sure we've had a summer, have we, weather-wise?
But true, we haven't.
Hopefully we're going to get some decent weather now for a couple of months, and that'll help kick the season off. But no, it's been great, to be honest, the last few months to actually be focused on getting the game played again, rather than that period that we've had for the last 18 months on off and scenario planning. So yeah, exciting times.
How refreshing is that?
That's amazing.
Not having to deal with that over the last few months been, especially as we've spoken 6 or 7 times on doing these, and we've always come back with bad news, or we're in and out of situations, but now we just seem to be on an even keel.
Yeah, it's been nice to have a target date and a realistic target date of the start of the season, and to try and ensure everything's in place. You're always nervous during the last few weeks that something else is going to happen, but here we are now, 72 hours away from the start of the season.
Oh, I know. It's not long. So how excited have you been, even just seeing on social media that people playing again and getting their clubhouses open? How excited has that made you?
Well, it's what we do our job for, isn't it? We don't do our job to try and keep clubhouses closed and prevent people from playing rugby. We do our job to try and make sure that clubs are open, make sure that new people are coming down to the sport, make sure that people that haven't played for a while are coming back to the sport. And it's a really exciting time. It's been a lot longer than we'd probably anticipated when we started off in lockdown, but lots of planning, lots of prep, and again, just some amazing work from volunteers the length and breadth of the country.
Absolutely. Here. So we've talked very positively, but what do you think could be the challenges over the next, especially maybe over the next few weeks as the season gets going for clubs?
Yeah, I think it's probably it probably falls into a number of buckets. One, clearly, players coming back is always going to be a challenge, and as we've talked about before, you only need 1 or 2 front row players to be unavailable or having to work or be injured or be on holiday or whatever it is, and that can scupper things for the rest of the team. Facilities, again, I think an awesome job being done maintaining facilities, but we know a lot of our pitches maybe aren't owned and controlled by clubs, and they've not been played on for a while, so fingers crossed that they'll be in a good state of repair. Referees, clearly we're going to be reliant on a lot of referees coming back and turning out, and we know that many clubs work really hard to make sure that there's good pitchside care cover, and we're hearing that getting hold of medics and first aid cover is not easy at the moment. No. So whilst we're really optimistic about the game being played, there's still many hurdles that clubs are having to encounter to get back on the pitch.
Is there anything for things like physios and referees? Is there anything that you guys have got in place at the RFU that could help maybe fast track some people into those positions within the clubs, if that makes sense?
Yeah, I think refereeing, we've got there are lots of referees out there, but like players, they haven't been involved for 18 months or so. Yeah. They may have found other things to do. Their fitness levels may have got a bit depleted. They may be a bit nervous about coming back. So I think it's just working through the referee societies and the clubs and the constituent bodies and the federations to try and encourage them to come back, just like we are doing with the players. It's really hard, I think, in terms of the medical profession. Clearly, they're in high demand, aren't they, at the moment on a number of fronts, and indeed a lot of them just, quite frankly, needing a break after a tough 18 months. So I think just trying to help clubs think outside the box maybe a little bit, and they will all have, or many of them will have, members who are perhaps first aiders in other walks of life, and that's what we're talking about really, immediate pitch side care, just making sure that there's somebody there to deal with the situations we all hope will never happen.
Oh, hopefully. And there's one more on sort of the physio side. Was there any thought to, obviously the NHS has been stretched, and rugby is an incredibly physical sport. Was there any conversations about perhaps not playing for even a little while longer to stop people? I don't want to say stop, but sort of relax the NHS. I don't know how to put this, but ease the pressure on the NHS, because they might not want on a Saturday afternoon broken bodies coming in when they've got a million other things to be dealing with themselves.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we have to get some perspective on that as well, don't we? That yes, injuries will occur, but injuries are occurring, with people out walking or out cycling, or just going about their DIY at home. And I think, for us, the benefits of getting people physically active, the benefits of getting people back together from a mental health perspective, are the positives that we think are really, really important in terms of, not just in terms of rugby. This is about sort of community life, community engagement, and just all round positive mental health.
Absolutely. So it is Pitch Up for Rugby this weekend. The RFU's big initiative to get the clubs back open. Can you tell us a little bit more about the sort of the genesis of creating weekend? It's 2 weekends, isn't it? It's this weekend and it's next weekend.
Yeah, so Pitch Up for Rugby builds on something we've done at the start of previous seasons, but we decided to really turbocharge it this year and go big, and really encourage everybody to get back down to the club. So the 2 sort of opening weekends for many of the leagues, but also just encouraging all forms of rugby down at the club. So yeah, the weekends of the 4th and 5th of September and the 11th and 12th of September, we've been encouraging clubs to not necessarily put anything special on, but just promote what they're already going to do, register those events so that people perhaps looking for something to do or somewhere to go or some rugby action to see again can log on easily. We've had over 400 clubs. Over a third of our clubs have formally registered events. We know that many more are doing activity locally as well. So yeah, really excited about sort of 8-9 days of back-to-back rugby action to kick the season off.
Yeah, absolutely. It's brilliant. But why do you think only 400 out of the 1,200 clubs signed up?
Well, I think it's, they're the ones that have formally registered an event. Many more have registered, registered interest. So this is not about that's only the number of clubs. I mean, and that's pretty good. A third of all clubs engaging in a national campaign.
Yeah.
For many clubs, they're quite happy doing what they're doing in their local community. But that's a massive opportunity to drive new traffic, new people, returning people down to those clubs. And of course, many of them running multiple events over several days or over both weekends.
Yeah. So it's always get the feeling with these types of things, they're just one-offs. Is there plans to do perhaps some of these sort of campaigns along the season as well, or is it just we're going to focus the social media and the marketing is just going to be aimed at these 1 weeks and then that's it?
You'd always want to carry this stuff on and use some of the big rugby events that are coming up. The Autumn International Series for both the men and the women, and then kicking in next year into what is obviously a protracted Six Nations, with the women's fixtures being later than the men's next year. So we've got a brilliant opportunity over the next 6 months to really create a real showcase for the sport. But I think this is symbolic. I mean, this is, we didn't start last season at all, and the season before that got suspended in March. So this has sort of never happened before in this sort of situation. So actually, celebrating the start of this season as a relatively normal season is really exciting.
Are you getting to go to any clubs this weekend?
Yeah, I'll be out and about. Not decided where yet, but try and get as much as I can in both weekends. And just really great to see people back out on the pitch.
Definitely. And by the time this goes out, a short film has been created. I was lucky enough to see it the other day, and it gave me chills. And it's in collaboration with the SRU and the Welsh RFU as well. What sort of prompted the three of you to get together to put this all together?
Yeah, I mean, a number of things, really. I think we understand that we're fiercely competitive with the Scots and the Welsh when it comes to the Six Nations, but actually, it's just a border, isn't it, between our countries, certainly in terms of the community game. And we're all in this together. Many Scots playing their rugby in England, many English people playing their rugby in Wales. And let's just use this as an opportunity we talked a lot about community spirit. This is one big rugby community. And then really turbocharged with the involvement of the National Lottery, who have helped us create this campaign and get behind it. And, tens of millions of pounds of National Lottery money being invested over the years in rugby club facilities and in participation programs, and clearly, they want to see those continue to be used, and they're excited about a return to their game. And it's great to be able to collaborate with the SRU and the WRU and the National Lottery on this.
Do you think this is now the start of perhaps some joined up thinking and working together a bit more closely on trying to grow the game back to where it was 2 years ago?
Yeah, I mean, I think we've always worked closely with the SRU and the WRU and indeed with the Irish Union. I think there are significant opportunities to perhaps lever some of the collaborative events that we have. It's not like we're competing with other sports for people's time. We all want as many people as we can to be playing our great sport. So why not?
Absolutely. And you touched on the National Lottery there. That seems to be a new partnership. Can you tell us a little bit more about their involvement in the community game?
Yeah, I mean, for years, many clubhouses, the length and breadth of the country, and indeed the three countries, you'll go into and you'll see investment that's been made into facilities through and thanks to the National Lottery. And I think probably this is an opportunity for us all to thank them for that support and to celebrate that. And clearly they don't want to see those facilities sitting empty. They want to see those facilities being used. That's why they invested in them in the first place. So actually driving people back down to the clubs and back into the sport is really important for them too. And it's allowed us to build a different sort of campaign. It's probably forced a little bit of collaboration between the three unions, which is always good. So great opportunity.
Definitely. You touched on facilities then. It seems, and from their own social media channels, that NatWest and the Rugby Force programme is coming to an end. Do you think the National Lottery no, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but is there going to be a replacement for that? And could the National Lottery potentially be part of that going forward?
Well, I mean, NatWest have been an amazing partner on NatWest Rugby Force for a lot of years now, and have created some incredible legacy in clubs the length and breadth of the country. The model works. The model, of getting volunteers down and improving facilities, and we'll definitely continue that approach. And we're always on the lookout for new partners to work with us and see how they can help us lever that. So who knows?
Who knows? Maybe there's a beer with me and you involved in this at some point. I'll show you the new website. That's great. So I guess finally, rugby's back. We all can't wait. I can't wait. I've still got a couple of more weeks to wait to play. But have you got a message for everyone that's involved in the community game? Just how excited is England Rugby? How excited are you? Is there a rallying cry that you want to share with us today?
Well, there's lots. The first thing is just a huge thanks. Thanks for everything that's been done over the last 18 months, and thanks for sticking with the sport. There's been a lot of distractions. Without all of our players, there isn't a sport. So, first and foremost, thanks. Secondly, just let's get back involved. Let's get back engaged. Great opportunity to get back together with friends and mates and family down at the clubhouse. And most importantly of all, just enjoy it. Think about what we've missed over the last 18 months, and think about how we can get that back into our lives. Sadly, like you, Sean, I'm not playing anymore. I have massive respect to you for getting back out there, but I can get just as much pleasure now from talking to people who are playing and from watching people get stuck in again. So thanks for everything everyone's done, and enjoy the next couple of weekends. It's great to see it again.
Absolutely, what a great message. And if you haven't already, go and check out this film. It's going to be on England Rugby's channels. This is going out at 7, so it would already be on there by now. But go and check out. We'll put all the links everywhere. But it's an absolutely brilliant video with the great and the good of the game, doing exactly what Steve's just done there, issuing a rallying call and getting people to get back to their clubs, and it's absolutely brilliant. As I said before, I had chills when I saw it the other day, and it's brilliant. So go and enjoy Pitch Up for Rugby this weekend. Get down to your local clubs. We'll be there. Steve will be there. Hundreds of thousands of people will hopefully be around the country involved in some sort of rugby. So find out all the information with England Rugby. But it's good to be back, isn't it?
Brilliant.
Cheers, thanks, Steve.
Sean.
Thank you.
Enjoy your game. Take care.